Coach Ford, we're excited about your tenure as head coach. I know you got a lot going on in your life, and press conferences next. This is even before your press conference. This is
before the press, yeah. I've enjoyed it, so I needed some laughs. This was good. This was good. This was good. This was good. It was very good.
Welcome back to another episode of Zips Nation Insider. My name is Jacob Farrar here on campus at the University of Akron. Today we're coming from the James A. Rhodes Arena, the JAR as it is affectionately known as. And we have our guest this week is someone that I think people are very much aware of, especially with the news.
Yeah.
Coach, has been like a week, right? A week and a day?
I'm trying to think here. Is it a week, a day? It sure seems like
long.
A couple months.
Yeah. But, actually, I was thinking about that. It probably feels like yesterday, but it also probably feels like a couple months.
It's went really quick.
Yeah,
really quick.
I can imagine. So, for those that don't know, this is Coach Dustin Ford, the new head coach of the Zips men's basketball team. The 23rd, I read it's the 23rd head coach in the program's history.
Okay.
Number 23, that's a good basketball number.
23 is a good basketball number. Let's hope 24 is not for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. We want that. We want some duration here with your time on campus. But obviously you're not unfamiliar to Zips Nation. We've seen you on the sidelines since 2017, and now is your chance to take over as head coach. My first question is really kind of thinking back of that first time you were on campus. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about you as a player in the MAC, but also, your first time as a coach, assistant head coach or associate head coach with Coach Gross. Did you ever think one day this is going to be my opportunity, or is it just, just kind of let things happen and see what happens with the flow, so to speak?
You know what? I've always, throughout my career, just tried to be where my feet were, and it was my job at the time to be the best assistant I could be for Coach, and that's what I did. And
sure.
Because in this business, if you're worried about the next thing coming, it's not what you need to do. It's anything in life, right? Like, you need to be where your feet are, and I just worked every day, put my head down. I tried to think like a head coach, and try to make John's job easier. That was my job. And I think sometimes good assistants, that's what they do. They make the head coach's job easier, and I try to troubleshoot problems, and now I'm hoping somebody can do that for me.
Sure, absolutely. And so now is your time as a head coach. But this is what's unique, and something that I learned in doing kind of research. For your family, there is a long tradition of head coaches.
Yep.
First, your dad,
Gene,
and your brother Gino, who is currently the head coach at Stony Brook.
Yep.
So talk to me about kind of that tradition. Obviously, you grew up with coaching in your background. What does it feel like to kind of continue on that legacy of your family? You're kind of like the Hurleys of
I don't know about that. I hope we're as good as the Hurleys. I hope we're as good.
The Hurleys of Southeast Ohio. Maybe.
You're kind of scaring me now because Andrew was talking to the team when John announced he was leaving. He went back and he talked to the guys for a couple minutes, and he was talking about when Roy Williams left Kansas and everybody was nervous and Bill Self showed up, and that's when I thought, wow. Okay. Now you're throwing the Hurleys around. I don't know how good that is, but. At the end of the day, I grew up in a family of basketball. It's kind of what I know. My dad was a teacher and a coach for 30-plus years. My brother was a really good player and ended up getting into coaching. I followed those footsteps. I wasn't quite as good a player as he was. Hopefully, I'll be a better coach than he's been, right? But at the end of the day, I grew up in a family. That's all I know. I don't know what else I could do other than coach basketball. Yeah,
probably just such an idea. You grew up around it. And your brother was he a coach of you when you were at Ohio as well?
He was. It was interesting. So I was a player there. I was a freshman when Gino was a senior, so I redshirted. I rolled into campus at about 150 pounds and put on 30 pounds, and next year I turned into a decent player. It's amazing when you put on some strength what happens.
Some muscles.
So we played together for a year, and then Gino went overseas and played for a year and came back and was a coach, an assistant. It was interesting because we went from fighting at practice to now I'm having to take his orders. But at the end of the day, it was a great experience, playing under him, and I had a great college coach in Larry Hunter, who's a legend in his own right, and I've been spoiled. I've been around a lot of really good coaches.
Yeah, I can imagine. So one thing I also, kind of looking at your brother with his role at Stony Brook, they play in the same conference as College of Charleston.
Yeah, for sure.
So who are you going to root for now? I mean, brothers, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. Probably closer to John than I am Gino, in all honesty. I don't know, but spent 19 years with John, 18 years. I always joked around with people. We're like an old married couple.
Sure.
We argued all the time, and we would fight all the time. At the end of the day, we'd come out on the same page. And my brother and I grew up the same way. He was 4 years older than me. I took some beatings growing up, and I don't know if we were ever on the same page.
Sure.
But it'll be fun. I hope they both do really well, and I guess when they play, maybe they'll tie and referees win.
There we go. Well, they play twice, so maybe
play twice. Yeah, go 1-1. There you go. There you go. I like that. I'll take that.
But also, Stony Brook played against Central Michigan last year, so could we see a Stony Brook University of Akron?
No.
No,
Not because I'd love the playing, but my fear would be the ball would go up and we would probably be at half court punching each other, and I don't know if that's something that anybody wants to see.
That's a questionable strategy behind that.
Yeah, I don't think I would work.
Okay. So
I doubt it.
Doubt it. Don't put any money on it, but be pleasantly surprised if that works out.
Yeah,
but,
if it happens, it happens.
So again, like we were saying, on March 30th, you became the 23rd head coach. We'd love to know a little bit more about you and kind of filling into this position. When did you realize that kind of coaching was your calling? Was it when you realized playing wasn't your calling?
Yeah, well, I knew I wasn't going to have a long career as a pro, right? So I graduated at Ohio University there, and what would that have been, 2001, and I wanted to get into coaching right away. And I was really fortunate. I ended up taking a head high school job in Southeast Ohio at Jackson High School. And people always get it confused with Jackson up here, but it was Jackson in Southeast Ohio.
Got a different
So
Jackson.
Here I am, 21, 22 years old, and I'm coaching high school kids that are 17, 18, and dealing with their parents that are 45, 46, 47. And it was a great experience for me. Obviously as a player a lot of times, and I was the same way. You think you have all the answers, and all of a sudden you move down and sit in that seat where you're not out there playing. And you're like, it's not as easy as what you think. But it was a great experience. And then I was very fortunate. Larry Hunter hired me at Western Carolina, who I played for at Ohio, and gave me my first opportunity in college coaching. And I spent 4 years with him, and Larry was terrific. He was one of those guys, really, really thorough. He was a great coach, Hall of Fame coach in the state of Ohio. And then John hired me at OU in 2012, I think, or 2008.
Okay.
I'm getting my years mixed up. I'm sleep deprived here, man.
That's okay. That's okay.
And was with John for 4 years at Ohio, then Illinois for 5, and then Akron for 9. And this is home. This is home to me.
Yeah. So playing either against the Akron Zips or coaching the Akron Zips is kind of where you find your sweet spots, so to speak. So you talked a little bit about some of the coaches that have been influences on you. What are some of the things that you've taken away from some of these past coaches?
I think a little bit of everything. I think from my dad was really good with having relationships with his guys, and the guys loved playing for him. And he was really, really good in games, making adjustments. Larry Hunter is one of those guys that he was really, really good in preparation. He was terrific. Not that he wasn't great in the games, but when it came to details, attention to detail, discipline, accountability, Larry was as good as it gets.
Yeah.
And then I got with John, and John's a mixture of both of them, and it was really good. John's really good in games. John's really good at prep, and I've been spoiled. I mean, I played for and coached with guys that are really, really good, that are really, really well respected in the business, and hopefully I'm half as good as they are.
Yeah. So really kind of just continuing on those things you've learned from your predecessors. And, one of the things you mentioned when you talked about, the players loved playing for some of these guys. We've already seen in some social media posts about past Akron Zips that are super excited about kind of your role now as the head coach. So you must have made an impression that some of these recent past players have talked about kind of your accolades and the excitement that they had with you as a coach. Let's talk about a little bit going back memory lane with your time as a player.
Oh boy!
What are some of your favorite memories of playing at Ohio U? Any
besides being a bad player? I don't know. No, obviously, I played on some really good teams at Ohio, and I had a simple job. I had to defend. I had to be physical as a point guard.
Okay.
I had to throw the ball in the post. Okay. And anytime they double team Brandon Hunter, I yelled double team and hope you throw it out so I could shoot. But I played with some really good players. I was really fortunate. I enjoyed my playing career. I enjoyed playing at Akron. I always remember playing in games up here. Obviously, when we came here 9 years ago, campus had changed so much from when I was there as a player. And but I've got some fond memories here as a player, fond memories as opposing coach. When we were at Ohio, loved having battles with Coach Dambrot. You talk about a guy that can coach, and you always had to be on your game if you wanted to have a chance to beat him. And their teams were always so tough. And now having a chance to run with the sidelines, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, one of the things I love about you, Coach, and I'm excited to see how this is going to translate as a head coach, is if we watch you during the game, just that spontaneous jump up and start barking something.
Yeah.
And
my wife doesn't like that. She tells me I need to calm down.
I love that. And I asked, actually, we interviewed Evan Wilson last year. I go, what is Coach Ford saying when he does that? It's typically some defensive set, something like that. Are we going to see more of that? Is that kind of tampered a little bit as a head coach? How does...
Probably going to be tampered. I'll probably yell at the officials more now I can get away with it, right? As an assistant, they kind of tell you to pipe down. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure it's going to be the same thing. I love the defensive end of the floor. To me, it's about that's being competitive, that's being tough, right? Okay. You and I can go out there and play defense. We may not be able to score. Well, I can't. So I don't want to, but
that's a questionable strategy.
Okay. I need to take that back.
By the way, I appreciate you giving your confidence as a Division I head coach.
That's part of coaching.
That I could play. Yeah. You know what?
That's part of coaching. I'm building you up. I'm building you up. See?
Yeah, there we go.
Now you're believing it.
I definitely could.
Yeah.
hit the ground, the old Duke way of playing.
Well, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
I can't bend down anymore that far.
Our knees are not
it's not
able to do
working.
that. What would be one thing that people would be surprised to know about you off the court?
Well, that's a great question. I'm a bad golfer too.
Bad golfer.
I love to golf. I enjoy getting out and golfing and competing. As you get older, you realize you can't compete anymore doing the things you did growing up. And I always tell our guys, learn to golf, right? Because it's something you can still compete. I love to golf. Love to watch the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I'm embarrassed to say that because we're not very good.
Well, you got a great
but
pitcher,
right now we're decent. 7-4. We're winning this afternoon. I did check that score before we came out here, but. So just a couple of those things, man. But deep down, I love ball. I love to watch basketball.
Okay.
Golf, you name it. Anything competitive, I love.
Competitive. Well, that's good. That's a good attribute for a college basketball coach or any type of athletic coach. What does it mean to lead this Zips team for you?
Yeah, it means a lot. I mean, you follow guys like Bob Huggins, Keith Ambrot, John Gross. Obviously, I know expectations are high, but at the end of the day, you'd rather have expectations. I don't care what you're doing. You want to be at a place where there are expectations to win. Who wants to go to work every day? Who wants to coach a program where people don't expect you to win or people don't expect you to be the best at what you're doing? And with that, it's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. And I've been telling recruits, the bullseye's on our back. We've won 3 in a row and in the conference tournament, 4 out of 5 in the NCAA tournament, and everybody's ready to put that bullseye and come swinging at us. But we'll be ready. We're going to recruit some guys that are tough. We have some guys here right now that are that way, and looking forward to November, I think, 2nd.
Is that the first home game?
Yeah, well, it's first road game. First game. Be on the road. Sun Belt Challenge. But looking forward to it. Just finding some guys that are competitive, that are wanting to accept a challenge. Hey, we've won 4 out of 5. Let's go get 5 out of 6.
Sure. It's interesting you say that because obviously the head coach is different, but it's still the history, the legacy of the University of Akron program. To your point, 3 of the last 4, you got to come through Akron
for
to
sure.
get those.
Road to Cleveland comes through here, right?
That doesn't change. Literally, if you're coming from most of the parts of the conference,
that's right.
You have to come through Akron to get to Cleveland. But you're right. That doesn't change. The head coach is different. Maybe some of the people on the court's going to change, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it's still Akron Zips basketball. When we think about the teams, the Akron teams, there's some things that we talked to Coach Gross about this on a number of podcasts, different attributes of what makes a coach's team. How much is that going to change? I mean, this is your team now, but again, you've been with Coach for a long time.
Yeah.
Anything different, or is it going to be the same? What can fans kind of expect from a team that you coach?
I think there'll be a lot of similarities, obviously, but I have to be myself too.
Sure.
And, I've been telling people this. Here's the way I'm kind of looking at it. Keith Ambrot built a foundation that was unbelievable, right? John came in, we built this pretty house. It's ready to go. Now it's my job to go in there as the head coach and put my touches on. I may paint a room different. We may put a TV somewhere else. And I got to be myself, right? John and I are very similar in a lot of areas. Our philosophies are the same, but we'll play different in some areas, but a lot of things are going to stay the same. And the things that are going to stay the same are we're going to recruit high character guys that care about winning and care about each other.
Got it.
That won't change.
Got it. That's awesome. Because I think, obviously with the news a couple weeks ago of this idea that Coach would be leaving, I think a lot of people got a lot nervous.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of the success that we've had. But I think once you were named as, at least for me personally, so I'm speaking personally, but I think the people I've talked with, there was that relief of, okay, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
We got, if it's not Coach, it's, I hate to put it this way, next best thing.
Yeah, right? I appreciate it.
It's keeping that continuity and those things. So I love this idea of stewardship. It's the same house, but some rooms may be painted a little bit different. But all right, it's cool. One thing I'd love to see is bring back the pink uniforms. I don't know what you think about those for
I'm all for it,
cancer awareness.
I'm all for it.
That's my little
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You want to help me raise some money to do that?
There we go.
Are you going in on that?
Zips Nation.
Who wants to help us get those?
We're
all for it.
I know fans love those. This is the platform to do it. Zips
do it.
Nation, you heard Coach. If we want to see those pink uniforms for cancer awareness, we know what we got to do.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Coach, for the challenge. That's something we love that. What's the one thing about being a head coach you're going to look forward to the most?
That's a great question. Probably all of it, to be honest. Just the idea of being in charge and leading a group of guys. And having them look to you for guidance, having a staff, and putting together a staff that is going to impact our guys on a daily basis. Being around good people. It's hard. I don't care. Coaching is difficult. Every profession is difficult, and you want to be around good people. And we have to make sure we hire the right people that are around our guys. and we got to make sure we have the right players on the bus, plane or locker room, whatever you want to call it. And I think if we do that, that's what I'm looking forward to the most, is going to work, going to battle with a bunch of guys that have the one thing in common, that's to win games.
Got it. And so right now it's finding those pieces and putting those pieces together. We're with Coach Dustin Ford, the new head coach, men's basketball team here at the University of Akron. We're here in the Jar, James A. Rhodes Arena. You've coached here, I don't know how many games. I mean, I'm sure you probably know the exact number.
Yeah.
What's special about this place?
The people, man. You walk out, it's the same people every game.
Sure.
And that doesn't happen. I've worked at a lot of really good places, a lot of places with a rich tradition, but when you walk out and you see the same faces every game, it means something. It means something to our fans. It means something to our students. It means something to our administration. And that's what makes it special. It's the people. It's like anything.
Yeah. It is a fun place to come and play, or watch, excuse me. I'm sure it's a fun place to come and play as well. So, again, you've been in this role now a week plus. What's next? What does your offseason look like? And does it change from associate head coach to now head coach? Was your offseason going to be just as crazy, or what's next for you as we move forward into preparing for next year?
Yeah, a lot of things. Obviously, we got to continue to work with the guys we have now currently on campus. We have a lot of guys that are committed to getting better, that are committed to each other. Then on top of that, we need to go out and add some guys to them.
So we got some.
No different.
We got a shopping list.
No question.
We got a shopping list.
We got to go out and get some guys to add to the talented guys we still have here. Like we've done no different. I've been telling recruits that for the last 3 years. We lost, the 1 year with Freeman, Ali, Greg, Sammy, Mike Dawson. Lost 6 seniors.
Sure.
And everybody thought, they're going to go backwards, and we did it again.
Not at all.
And then the next year was the same thing. And then last year we lose Nate and James and Seth, and we lose all these guys, and everybody's, that's not going to happen. We're going to do what we've always done. We're going to go in the portal. We're going to evaluate guys that fit Akron. And then we're going to put them together with the guys we currently have here. We're going to put a team together that's going to compete to hang banners.
Sure. I was going to ask about the portal, so I'm glad you mentioned that. That opened up this week. So, again, I don't know your role, previous administration of looking into the portal, but as a head coach, are you diving in there, or do you have some of your assistants? Kind of how does the portal, how do you navigate that that tool, if you call it a tool? I don't know. I heard a funny analogy. It was Colin Coward, I don't know what he does, Fox, whatever. He was talking to Coach Dusty May. This may have been yesterday, that he likened it to immediately the day after the Super Bowl. Every single NFL player now becomes a free agent.
Yeah, for sure.
That was his analogy.
For sure.
And it kind of blew my mind, because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Every player, I think 1,000 players went into the portal within 24 hours. So
it's a challenge. And that goes back to, like I talked about earlier, it's hiring a good staff.
Yeah.
You got to have guys you trust. You got to have guys that can evaluate. You got to have guys that know what's important to you, important to Akron. And I think we've done that. We have some guys here currently that we've got on board that are helping with that, and it's a process, and I've always said it's kind of like speed dating, unfortunately. Some of these guys you may not know, and you may have a week to get to know them, but that's part of the process. You got to make calls. You got to look for red flags. You got to make sure that the guys that you're bringing in your locker room are about what you want to be about, and I think we've done a great job of that the last 4 years, and we're going to continue to do that.
So do you go on the road, or they come here? Is that kind of what's?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. Like, for example, I'm trying to think what that would have been 2 to 3 years ago. I drove to Cornell to sit down in a coffee shop and meet with Isaiah Gray.
Sure.
Some guys, they just come to campus, you know. So every process is different, and every situation is different, and that's what makes recruiting unique.
Yeah. By the way, we love that road trip to Cornell. Thank you for doing that, to bring Isaiah to.
Yeah, you and me both. You and me both. What a great kid, great player, man.
Some good ROI on that trip.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
The drive wasn't much fun as I was winding through the hills. Like, where am I going? And then I showed up to campus.
Was it? It was
in the spring.
Okay, so the weather was okay.
I was just glad they let me on campus. I didn't know if I'd be able to get on campus. You know.
There you go. All right, so these are some questions that we love to ask all of our guests, and I'm curious for you. Do you have any rituals or superstitions going into a game? Now, Coach Gross, you always had to have coffee, stopped at Starbucks. Do you have anything that you need to do, Coach, to make sure that the game goes well?
You know what? That's a great question. I have some, but, for a while there, I hate to even say this, I would always leave the house around the same time, and I'd go through Arby's and get a sandwich.
Arby's.
So I don't know if Arby's is a sponsor, but they need to be.
Arby's, there we go. Arby's.
They need to be.
There we go.
They need to. But I'd always run through Arby's, get a sandwich, eat it, get to the office and come in the back door. I never come in any door but the back door for game day for whatever reason. Park in the same spot.
With your Arby's order?
No, that's gone before I get here. You think I'm waiting on that? That's gone. That's gone. That sandwich doesn't make it out of the parking lot.
So just a sandwich or curly fries too?
Just a sandwich. Just a sandwich. Just a sandwich and a pop and a diet. I always get a diet and a roast beef. That's it. That's all I need on game day. And then it's easy. When you've had the guys we've had, there's no need to be superstitious, right? When you roll out there and you've got dudes, as I call them, it makes coaching a lot more fun.
I love that. I love that. So the other question we like to ask, and I did some research, so we like to ask our student athletes or coaches when they come, if we're going to go visit your hometown, which is Cambridge, Ohio.
Yep.
I know where that is. I've actually been to a Burger King. I was looking on a map.
Right there off the exit.
Right off the exit.
Been there.
Where we were going for hometown pizza. Where we going to pizza. I was surprised to see that there was 3 or 4 pizza places. Cambridge is not very big.
Yeah.
But they love their pizza.
They love their pizza. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite place?
I do actually. I would go with Wally's Pizza, and they sell it by the slice.
Sell it by the slice.
And they put cheese on top after it comes out, and
like cold cheese?
Yeah, cold cheese. It's fantastic.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend it. It's probably worth the hour and 15-minute drive. It really is. Really good people. You know, when you go through the drive-through, it's drive-through. Go through, get your order.
What's your order? What do you get?
I normally get 4 slices with pepperoni, banana peppers, mushrooms, a couple pops, and I do it every time I go recruiting. But I normally don't wear white when I do that in case I spill it driving down the road. It's a challenge eating pizza driving. You're not supposed to do that, but
it's
don't tell
the little
anybody.
Things.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
So we're going to Wally's Pizza.
Wally's Pizza.
Get the cold shredded cheese on the top.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
We've not had Wally's Pizza on,
you need to get there.
or even that. We've had some other crazy cheese, like Coach Embick with soccer in St. Louis. They have a weird cheese.
Okay, yeah.
I shouldn't say weird to offend all those people watching from the St. Louis area. It's a different cheese. But we've not had the cold shredded cheese. All right, Coach, this is our rapid fire segment. Okay, so first thing that comes to your mind, again, we're with Coach Dustin Ford, new head men's basketball coach. Coach, what is your guilty pleasure television?
Oh, that's a great one. I don't watch a lot of TV. Boy, that's a tough one. Right now I'm watching, what is the show? Paradise, I guess.
I've heard about that.
Great show.
Is it good?
Great show.
Okay, that's good.
Bad second season. I didn't love the second season. Didn't love the second season.
There we go. We need to have, Paradise episode review with Coach Ford. There we go. What's your favorite road trip snack? If we're stopping at a gas station, besides getting Wally Pizza when you're heading on a recruiting trip,
the problem is I can't buy it because Kathy Rex, who's the absolute best, she always gives us bags of candy, and it's like her little mix.
Okay.
And I don't know how she does it, how she puts it together, but for some reason when she brings it in, we're like fighting over it. So Kathy, like, make sure next year, bring the candy, I'll make sure everybody gets it.
So you don't have a favorite, like when you're doing even a family road trip when Kathy's?
When Kathy's not around, probably normally something sour. I like sour, sweet tarts or whatever.
Okay, sweet tarts. Well, we've not had sweet tarts. That's a good one. All right, besides basketball, what's your favorite sport?
Baseball, probably.
Baseball.
I love in the spring. I love going home, eating dinner, and watching baseball. And
who's your favorite player?
McCutchen was my favorite player. Now I got to go with Skeens, probably.
Where did I see him? Is he on the Red Sox now? No.
You know what? Once they leave the Pirates, I'm done, right?
Yeah, well, he'll come back, right? He's come back like 2 or 3 times.
But unbelievable player. I'd probably go Paul Skeens now, right? Best pitcher in baseball.
I mean, that's a smart choice. What's the most recent book you read, Coach?
Oh, that's tough. Here's the problem. I start reading books and I get to like the second chapter and then I start flicking. I struggle to go all the way through.
Do you listen to them?
I do every once in a while on audio, yeah. I would say the last book I read, this is crazy, probably front to back, all the way through and like locked in the whole time. Probably some books that Patino wrote probably 15 years ago, to be honest. I'm more into articles, more into podcasts, more into
what podcast?
Stuff like that.
What do you listen to on podcasts?
A little bit of everything, right? Nothing educational, I don't think. It's mostly entertainment stuff.
Entertainment. That's good. How do you relax during the off season?
Golf. I love to golf. Love to sit outside. Love to watch baseball. Love to take my dog on a walk.
You played,
or my dogs.
Any of the Firestone courses yet?
I have.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you what I shot. Because I'd be lying, And then the problem is if I did shoot well, I'd be like, does this guy ever work? I kind of learned that a long time ago.
You're right.
What's your handicap? 20.
In your role, you got to play well enough, but not too well, because people start questioning the
work ethic. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Desert Island Music. What 3 albums are you taking if you're stranded on a desert island you can only listen to?
I'm not a big music guy. It's terrible. I'm not. I feel bad. Like, these questions are really good questions. I'm just not a music guy. I can't. I don't even know if I can tell you 3 artists.
Okay, so
I'm making you dig deep on that list, aren't I?
I guess. All right, here's one I know you're gonna have an answer for. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Best piece of advice I've ever been given. Probably from my college coach. He used to say compete all the time.
Compete all the time.
And that was, and that, it's amazing to this day. I find myself in practice or telling guys compete. Because I don't care what you're doing in life, you better compete at it. Sure. You don't have a chance.
Sure, sure. All right, last rapid fire. What's one question that you wish people would ask you more often?
More often? I don't know. I mean, these questions, I mean, like, these are really, did you, like, get on the internet and do like some...
So I'll tell you. So I tend to recycle some of these.
Oh, I like them. So the good ones you come back to. It's like a good play. You want to run the same play over and over.
Exactly.
You'd be very predictable, though.
This was from Coach Gross's second interview that I asked him. So I've kind of catch. I don't want to ask you the same question that I asked the dance team member last week.
I got it. I got it.
What's your favorite dance move?
What was the question again? What's
one question that you wish people would ask you more often?
Huh. Man, I don't know. I don't have one.
Okay.
I don't have a question. That's terrible. You asked me that twice. I couldn't come up with anything.
That's right. All right, here's one more.
Sleep.
I was lying. That's not okay. What's the funniest coaching moment that you can share with us? Just a funny moment that happened that.
I've got a lot of them. Yeah, I got a lot of them. I don't know if we should probably tell them on here, but funniest coaching moment, probably one that sticks out because you just mentioned John, and we were in our first year at Ohio, and we were sitting in the office watching film after practice, and at that juncture, we would watch film like film on film on film on film. I don't even know. Like by the point, I'd be like, what are we even watching at this point, right? And something happened in practice. A guy did something. I don't know if he, tripped over his own feet, and John starts laughing in his chair. And he leans back. And now understand on the other side, Chris Holtman, myself, Jamal Walker on the other side of the desk, his TV's in the corner, and he leans back and he flips his chair. We'd been working for him for 3 months. So no one knows, is it okay to laugh? Are we supposed to help him up? And he kind of jumped up and played it off. And then we didn't laugh at that juncture, but when we walked out of the office, we laughed.
There you go.
We laughed. We made sure he didn't see us.
Yeah,
Coach, you didn't catch that, but we laughed at you.
You didn't want to make fun because he's your boss.
Yeah, exactly. I was about, after 19 last year, if that would have happened, I would have laughed at it.
There you go.
But after 3 months, I was not laughing.
Yeah, there you go. All right, last question. This is our last question with Coach Ford. Why should Zips fans be excited about your tenure as a head coach at the University of Akron, this next chapter?
Because we're going to put a product on the floor people are going to be proud of.
Awesome.
I'm not promising wins, not promising anything, but our guys are going to play hard and they're going to represent the school in the manner it needs to be represented in.
Awesome. Great answer. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Coach Ford, we're excited about your tenure as head coach, and we can't wait to interview you leading into next season. You'll be back.
I'll be back.
I have a whole bunch of other questions I want to ask you, but want to make this one a little bit different than a normal in-season or preseason interview. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I know you got a lot going on in your life, and press conferences next. This is even before your press conference. This is
before the press, yeah. I've enjoyed it, so I needed some laughs. This was good. This was good. It was very good. Appreciate it.
Should I ask what's one question that you wish people would ask at the press conference? That
gives me a week. 5 days to figure it out. My wife will help me with that. I'll ask her, and she can help me with that. Yeah, I'll chat GBT it or whatever. Yeah, we'll get something.
If someone doesn't ask, hey guys, I was expecting someone to ask me this question.
I'll be right away. It won't catch me off guard.
There we go. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you so much. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man.
We're so excited to have you here.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.